awesome piece today. This is Haydn's big oratorio, The Creation, a large piece for large orchestra, choir, soloists. It was very famous in the time. It's based on the book of Genesis, and the first movement takes place before God comes in and creates anything at all. So we see Haydn setting out to create a sense of chaos through the music, and the way he decided to do that was harmonic trickery, basically. So I thought it would be really interesting to look into it and have a quick analysis of it. And I was playing through it. I was just playing through this piano reduction, which, if you play piano at all, I'm leaving the link in the description, because this is very accessible to play, very playable, and a lot of fun. So I found a couple of passages. The main one happens right after Haydn presents a motive in E flat major, and then there's a progression that will lead to an awesome cadence in C minor. So really cool harmonic handling. There's the interplay of motives, and there's that change of G flat into F sharp that always gives away that something cool is coming up. Let's start there, where the bass starts that interchange of motives. That's F minor with a seventh. It's 2-6, 2-6-5 in E flat, normal subdominant. The bass makes us play that C flat, and what used to be a minor chord of F became a diminished chord of F, still within the realm of E flat, because that's what you expect in minor mode. 2 is diminished in minor mode. So we just went to the minor mode of E flat, and this is still our subdominant 2-6-5. That goes, this is the dominant of G flat. So okay, what's going on is that the F diminished that we had reached was read as the other option for a diminished chord, which is to be 7 of something, in this case 7 of G flat. That gets complemented by full-blown 5. Okay. Next thing that happens, one more motive. That F is obviously a suspension, so the chord of dominant went, which is simply a deceptive cadence, into 6. Now that E flat chord, which is deceptive cadence, gets figured out. We go to its first inversion. We might as well just go modulate to E flat. The ear understands this as a new key. They continue figurating chords, first that one, and then reaching the diminished chord here, and continue to figurate it, and so on. Interesting. Then the G flat becomes F sharp. It's the same sonority. The ear doesn't know anything about it, but Haydn is somehow telling us this is going somewhere that's not where it was going before. So what was it going to? This is 7 of 5. It's going here, in principle. But now that the F sharp is the root, Haydn is conceiving of it as leading here. Let's see what happens. Okay, does it lead there? No, next thing that happens is that the C becomes C flat. A move that comes up a lot in our videos. When you have a fully diminished chord and one of the notes drops down by semitone, it becomes a dominant. In this case, the C is dropping to C flat, but we could have used the E flat dropping to D, F sharp could drop to F and become that dominant, and finally the A can be dropped to A flat and become dominant to D flat. So it's a very cool move. Let's see. So he has reached this dominant built on C flat, but it's interesting that the chord is not written as C flat major with a seventh. I mean, that seventh, which would have been B double flat, is actually an A. So he's reaching the sonority of a dominant chord, but this is actually a German chord, where the dissonance, instead of resolving inward, it's pointing outward towards the B. So the diminished chord was used to reach this chord, and in principle is a dominant to F flat, but which is reread as a German chord in E flat minor. That leads back to the 7 of 5 in E flat major, minor. And I wonder if you can just leave the whole thing. Why did we change to F sharp? We never actually went to G. So let's see. So if you just leave everything in E flat, the 7 of 5 went to, instead of going directly to dominant, went through the German. Okay, there was no need for all this. Let's go on. So you have this diminished of 7, and then that becomes, which is the same move I was talking about earlier. One of the notes of a diminished chord dropping down by semitone and becoming a dominant of D flat in principle, but it's actually used again as a German. So again, this dissonance, A flat to F sharp, was not read as going inward, but as going upward. And there actually you can see the use of F sharp. If a G flat would have pointed down, and it's the F sharp that tells us that this goes out. So in the end, yeah, there was a reason to change to F sharp. Perhaps not as early as that measure, but yeah, certainly there is the G flat read as an F sharp, so that we go into 1-6-4, and this is finally the dominant that does become a dominant and gets resolved. So really cool harmonic handling, that quirk of notation that threw me off for a bit. But other than that, leave your comments, your disagreements, your questions. Let me know if there's a piece that you want me to look at. Interesting passages of harmony. That's what we do here. I'm looking into Bach's Chromatic Fantasia, Mozart's Dissonant Quartet, but always interested in seeing what people suggest. So until then, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.